1 year ago tomorrow, the U.S. Capitol Police Force, which of course was already reeling from the events of January 6th, suffered another tragic loss. An intruder rammed a pair of officers with his car at a checkpoint guarding the entrance to the Capitol grounds. One of the officers, as you recall, died. Billy Evans, an 18-year veteran of the Capitol Police and a member of the First Responders Unit. Members of Congress, whom he was protecting when he died, showed their gratitude and appreciation by allowing his body to lay in honor in the rotunda of the Capitol. President Biden attended that ceremony, and now a memorial plaque is being placed at that security checkpoint. Joining us now exclusively is Billy Evans' former wife, Shannon Terranova. First of all, Shannon, I can't even think of the unimaginable loss. This is the first time you've spoken publicly. We all know about your husband's heroics, about his sacrifice. What else do you want people to know about Billy?
Well, first, thank you so much for having me. You know, as many people have said, Billy loved his job and he was proud to be a Capitol Police officer, but the biggest thing for him was being a dad. And it's a tremendous loss, and it's really difficult for our children to move on without him. And I just know that what I want everybody to know is that he was a great human being, and he is very greatly missed, not just by my children and I, and by his mother Janice, sister Julie, their family, but everybody at Capitol Police.
You're coming forward now a year after this tragedy to thank Billy's co-workers and their families for what they did. Tell us how they've been present for you and your kids over the past year. We're showing some of the photographs that you've already shared with us.
Absolutely. You know, right after this happened, and we're all in shock trying to figure out how to, you know, move on, we had some officers come to the house and be a distraction. They brought some motorcycles over.
Looking at your pictures of your beautiful kids with Billy. It's he looks like a great dad, you can tell.
Yes, he absolutely loved his children. He was the fun dad. You know, some officers came over with motorcycle units to distract the kids the week after. The K-9 unit came to give us some time and just kind of keep the kids distracted, especially during the first several weeks. But, you know, it doesn't stop there. We could not have gotten through this year without the North Barricade men, Sergeant King, and so many others that worked with Billy and loved Billy. They came to birthdays. They helped Christmas, the first Christmas without their dad, be special, have more presents under the tree, spoil them the way he would have. For his birthday, actually, which was just a couple months ago, a whole group of police officers, Capitol Police officers, got together, their families together, and we did a Billy Bowl. And everybody did that in honor of his birthday, because that's what he would do with the kids. Take them bowling on his birthday. That's what he loved doing. You know, they've been there to help support me at a Cub Scout event when I just could not manage juggling everything and trying to be as present for my children as possible. But, you know, when you're also going through grief, and they are too. So for me, it's not only that they showed up in so many ways, but they're grieving too, and the fact that they were able to do that. And I do want to mention, my kids had the best last day of school pickup ever. A whole motorcade of them came. Everybody from the North Barricade came to pick them up on their last day of school and have pizza with them the way their dad would have.
And we should note that Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar and Republican Senator Roy Blunt sponsored the resolution to place a memorial plaque honoring Billy on the Capitol grounds. And I understand there's going to be a private ceremony tomorrow.
Yes, our family is so honored, and I know Billy's family is so honored for that. We, you know, the feelings are still very raw. We still feel like sometimes it's very surreal. It almost still doesn't feel that this really happened. And I just want to thank both of them, Senator Blunt and Senator Klobuchar, for making sure Billy's not remembered and not forgotten, and that he is remembered and that he's acknowledged, because he deserves that.
Well, that plaque will be there forever.
Yeah.
It
will be where his coworkers can see and remember, and that's important for them too.